Hey Pisces, welcome to your May 2020 love and romance reading. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and yes, of course, Venus. I know that a lot of you like to check out your Venus sign when it comes to love and romance. If you're sick and tired of love readings, I don't blame you. I encourage you to watch the weekly forecasts on my channel. If you're new here, every week I do a weekly forecast around career, money, family life, spirituality, everything other than love. But this is the May love reading. Once a month I'll do a love reading. Let's see what's going on with Pisces for love in May. So my dears, we are starting it off with Two of Swords. There is something you're tempted to avoid in your love life in May. When we see Two of Swords, oftentimes there's a decision we're postponing that we're not wanting to make, or there may be an issue or a problem that we just kind of want to ignore and we're hoping that it'll go away. Sometimes Two of Swords is that feeling of like the ostrich with its head in the sand. Like if I ignore it long enough, it'll work itself out. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. You know, we kind of sometimes don't want to deal with something because we find it to be too unpleasant. Well, my dears, if you watch my videos, you've heard me say that when I see the Two of Swords, Spirit is telling you, look at the situation. Look at the situation and deal with it so that you don't have to have a tower moment. Otherwise, if you wait too long, it's like if you're afraid to jump in the pool, eventually you're on that diving board, somebody's going to come up behind you and push you in. Even though you're going to be fine once you're in the water, even though once you're in the water it's not so bad, that jolt of being pushed, that falling, that initial feeling of hitting the water, it doesn't feel good. It's not fun. Right? So we need to make a decision. My microphone here. Hopefully it didn't mess up the audio too bad. My microphone fell off. So we need to make a decision, because if we don't make a decision, then you know, the universe is going to have to give us a little bit of a push or a little bit of a nudge. Another thing the Two of Swords wants us to know is we don't have to be so scared. We're more equipped for the situation than we realize, right? Those candles behind you, they're lighting the way. They're giving you light through the darkness so that you can see. That blue makes me think of Archangel Michael. You're being protected. If you move that blindfold off your eyes, you're going to see that you've got these two swords in your hand. You have protection. You're covered in these feathers, like angel feathers. Like you're surrounded by protection. You have the skills you need. You have the tools you need. You have enough light to see. You don't have to be so afraid of dealing with the situation. And Pisces, I feel there's like this fear to speak up. For whatever reason, there's this fear to speak up and to tell your partner what's bothering you. Or when it comes to like your love life and your relationships, if you're single, you know, you might be pushing people away. People are maybe trying to show interest in you and you're just dismissing it like, well, whatever, it's whatever. It's, you know, no, I'm not going to read too much into it. And so you might be just kind of trying to hide. You might be tempted to hide from relationships or hide from people. Maybe you're not answering your phone and turning it off and letting things go to voicemail. And it's good to have some time to, you know, have some time to ourselves to disconnect. But you don't want to go to the other extreme either. Okay? Your next card here, my dears, is Knight of Wands. So some of you might be fooling yourself about a temptation that's coming in. Okay? Now we want to be cautious with this Knight of Wands. And I want you to keep something in mind, Pisces. We have a full moon in Scorpio happening in May. And Pisces tend to be very sensitive to moon energy. After all, you're ruled by the moon. And full moons in general can be very intense for Pisces. But full moon in Scorpio, holy moly. You know, full moon in Scorpio is a very intense full moon because it really brings up the deep, 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 deep stuff. So you might be feeling emotional And you might be in the Knight of Wands energy, where you go from the extreme of being really closed off to all of a sudden becoming very impulsive and being very tempted to give a partner an ultimatum. And it might be like coming out of nowhere for them. Like they don't know where this is coming from. And so you're being encouraged to try to find balance, right? Don't be in those two extremes. For other ones of you, this Knight of Wands could be a person coming into your life, or like riding into your life. And this is where some of you might be closing your eyes or not wanting to look at the truth of a situation. Sometimes when I see Knight of Wands, this is somebody you know. This is somebody where timing maybe is an issue. There may be certain obstacles that make it difficult for you guys to be together. Maybe you're in a relationship. Maybe they're in a relationship. Maybe you're both in a relationship. Or it's just timing never seems to work out and they're just kind of in and out of your life. And they might have some reasons that make sense to you why they can't give you something more serious. For some of you, there could be a new person coming in. But what we need to keep in mind about the Knight of Wands, my dear, Knight of Wands typically is not here for a long time. Knight of Wands is here for a good time. Okay? And a lot of the times it could be where the connection is very physical. The connection is very sexual and it's very intense. So you want to be aware of this, right? Don't put your heart completely and totally on the line saying, well, this person keeps coming back, so they must be really in love with me, and sooner or later they won't leave, they'll stay. Maybe this is the time that they're going to stay. Well, my dear, I'm sorry, but if they've pulled away before, they're going to pull away again. Okay? For other ones of you, this is a situation where you have somebody coming in and giving you an ultimatum, right? Either you're giving a partner an ultimatum or somebody is giving you an ultimatum. And you're going to have to make a decision, and you might not have a whole lot of time to make the decision. And so what Spirit is asking you to do is to not make your decision from fear. Ask your angels and guides to help you. Help me open my eyes. Help me to see what I need to see about the situation. Give me the courage to take the steps I need to take. Give me the courage to see what I need to see so that you're able to move through it and move past it, right? To move past the temptation, to move past the impulsiveness so that you're making decisions that are going to be good for you in the long run instead of making decisions out of panic or making decisions out of fear. Some of you might be very tempted because of what's going on right now in the world and, with the full moon energy and the retrograde we're going to be having in May. Some of you might be really tempted by these intense energies to go jumping into a relationship. But keep in mind, because of the retrograde, once things go back direct again, you can have a really intense relationship that's moving very fast that all of a sudden stops and goes the other way. So May is not going to be the time for you to make permanent decisions based on what you're feeling in the moment, right? You might want to try to write out the intense feelings and leave the major decisions to like after this retrograde. But again, even though you're not making decisions, you still want to keep the dialogue open. You still want to be allowing yourself to do the work. Don't ignore your feelings. Don't ignore your fears. Don't ignore your resentments, or if you're in a relationship, your unhappiness with a relationship. It's time to address these things. It's time to really look at them and deal with them. Your next card, Pisces, is the Hermit. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo, or if you have Virgo in your chart, it can be really coming up very strong for you in the month of May, that aspect of yourself. But overall, the Hermit card is a major arcana card, and it has to do with awakening. It's the caterpillar going into the cocoon, getting ready for the transformation in which they become the butterfly. The Hermit is a very spiritual card where you're beginning to see a lot of truths. Truth is about yourself. Truth is about the people around you. You're getting very clear about what you believe. You're getting very clear about what's important to you in your life. And so Pisces, some of you are going to feel very moved to reach out to some kind of a spiritual teacher or spiritual advisor. Some of you are beginning to seek out a mentor or looking for a mentor. And some of you are finding a mentor that's going to help you specifically with your feelings, making your spiritual connection, somebody who's going to help you with your communication and your relationships. So I just kind of feel, Pisces, a lot of you are feeling like you want to begin fixing these issues in your life, but you're not wanting to do it alone, right? And instead of getting caught in some kind of, jumping into a relationship with somebody who's tempting you and ending up in some other codependent cycle, you're seeking out a mentor, a teacher, a guru, a therapist, a minister, someone who's going to really help you start getting control and some clarity in how you're going to be moving forward. You're seeing the truths and you're taking the appropriate steps. You're being very cautious where you're stepping. You're keeping your eye on the road ahead, but you're beginning to make progress. You're beginning to make movement because you don't want to be stuck anymore. And as you do, with each step, you're gaining confidence. You're gaining clarity. You're realizing, wow, this isn't so bad. Wow, this isn't so scary. Wow, this is actually kind of fun. Right? Some of you in this process, you're accomplishing a lot of healing and you're stepping into your own healing abilities, and traveling this road is going to lead you to being a guide and a teacher for others. Some of you are walking that wounded healer path where you're going to step into role as healer or spiritual teacher once you heal and work through the things that your love life is kicking up for you. The intense feelings or the fears or the insecurities that you're working through. Your next card, Pisces, is the Tower. So I know this is a card that scares a lot of people, right? And I did tell you with that Two of Swords, something about the Two of Swords, when it comes up in my readings, Spirit is basically saying, look, if you don't deal with the situation, you're going to have a Tower moment, right? And so this is coming up and really confirming that for you guys in May. But also, because you're healing and you're breaking out of the old ways of thinking, the Tower card can also indicate breaking out of the old paradigm, right? You're being pushed out of your comfort zone. You're having to move forward. Excuse me. So we're going to pull clarifiers for you. I don't typically pull clarifiers in the YouTube videos because I try to keep them condensed. I'll pull clarifiers all day in the private videos, but I don't typically for YouTube. But I know a lot of people get scared when they see the Tower. So we're going to pull clarifiers. Clarifier 1 for the Tower, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Clarifier 2 for the Tower for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And clarifier 3, please, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, so the first one we have here is the Ace of Coins. This is good. If you watch my videos, if you're a regular, you know that. Ooh, very good. And very good. Okay, so you're overcoming your fear. You're overcoming the block. You're overcoming the insecurity, like the stuff that's causing you to, like swallow your feelings or not speak up. You're overcoming that fear. Your wish is coming true. You're breaking free. Ace of Coins is very promising because Ace of Coins is about new energy that's coming in. New energy that's coming in. And if you watch my readings, you will have heard me say when I see Ace of Coins in a reading, it's telling me you're breaking out of a long-lasting block, a long-lasting stagnation, and for many of you, a generational curse or an inherited generational block. You're breaking out of it. Now, I will say this. I feel for those of you where finances have been an issue, in your love life, in an existing relationship, you are going to be able to heal that, fix that, solve that. There could be some big break coming in, some new job, some situation. If there has been a situation in a relationship where you or your partner has been unfaithful with a workmate or an employer, or there's been a workmate or employer that's been putting strain on your relationship because either you or your partner have been very tempted by this person, then I do feel the ultimatum may be to leave that job. And I feel whoever it is complying. Someone is choosing the relationship over the job, and they're finding something else, and that something else, that other job, is actually ending up to be a big blessing. You're actually maybe even earning more, or they're earning more than what they were before. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win in that financially your situation's getting better, but more importantly, the temptation aspect is gone, and you don't have to worry about that person anymore. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so a situation like this, if you're a single person, you might be landing some kind of big job. Maybe you've been blocked in your finances. Maybe you've been blocked in your career. That block is being lifted. Abundance is coming in, and you're also becoming unblocked in love. And so this person might be coming in through a new job or job offer. Okay, these are general readings, so the energies are going to apply in different ways. Keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and check out your next card. Your next card here is the Hierophant. So this, it's really funny because this card has been coming up a lot for the different signs. This is kind of our stalker card for May. And because there's a lot of really intense energies happening in May with the planetary alignments and the retrograde, again, I'm not an astrologer. I'm not going to be able to do it justice to break it down and explain it articulately. But from my understanding, from what I've read, and from the videos and things I've watched, this is going to be a time where a lot of people are going to be in a make it or break it situation in their relationship. You might see a lot of people breaking up in May. But the fact that the Hierophant's coming up in the readings that I've been doing for May makes me feel like, so far from the readings I've done, the majority of my viewers are going to work things out in their relationship, and they're going to renew their commitment. And that's probably because those of you that watch these videos, the readings are a little bit different. The energy is a little bit different. A lot of the people that tend to gravitate towards these videos, I've noticed a lot of you are very intuitive. A lot of you are really working on yourselves. A lot of you are okay, what do I need to fix? What do I need to change? So I think a lot of you are just willing to do the work in life in general, and love life is no different. You're willing to do the work in the love life, and as long as the person is stepping up, you're willing to do your end. So Pisces, I do feel like you're recommitting to a relationship, you're renewing your commitment, your promise, your vows. Maybe not in a literal way where you're planning a recommitment ceremony or a second wedding or something, but you and your partner are making a commitment to each other that you're going to work this out. You're going to get through this. You're going to do what needs to be done. You're going to be faithful to each other. And you're going to do it right? There's this sense. Those of you that you're single, you're calling in a very serious kind of energy. You're calling in commitment energy. You're overcoming any commitment issues you might have, any fears of commitment you might have. You're healing them and overcoming them, and you're attracting a partner who's really ready to settle down, somebody who's looking for a life partner. So very powerful energy in this way. I feel some of you who are single now, you may even end up getting engaged. You may meet this person and end up getting engaged by October, November, fairly quickly. because you seem to really be aligned and want the same things, and it's just feeling very right for you. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you reach out to me in like October, November, and be like, oh my gosh, you did this reading in May and I just got engaged. It's October, it's November. I'm a Pisces. It wouldn't surprise me. I feel that very strongly. Okay. So, I just feel like there's this, energy where, you're overcoming fear. You're overcoming fear. You're overcoming insecurity. And as a result, love is following. And you're just coming out of that, you know, trapped kind of energy. So that's beautiful, Pisces. I'm excited for you guys. I do encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos because it might resonate with you more. If this isn't your Venus sign, you might want to watch your Venus sign. A lot of people swear by it. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I watch my Venus sign for love. It totally resonates. For me, on a personal level, it's hit and miss. You know, sometimes I'll watch my Venus sign. I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's totally resonating. And sometimes not at all. So the way to find out what resonates for you is just for a few months, watch your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, just for a few months. And then after a few months, you'll be able to see a pattern. You'll be able to see a pattern of which one tends to resonate most. And that way, if you don't want to watch all of them, you won't have to. You'll just know, okay, well, let me check out my Venus, or let me check out my moon, or whichever one tends to resonate with you. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me there. It will be a card reading. I will read the cards. I will read intuitively. And if you want astrology, specifics around astrology, I had an astrologer reach out to me that really blew me away. I was very impressed with their service. I was very impressed with their site. So they offered to sponsor the channel by offering you guys unlimited 30% off their already very reasonably priced reports. And you can use that 30% off as many times as you want. Love and relationship compatibility, natal chart analysis, forecast for the year. They have all kinds of things, and you can use the discount as many times as you want. So if you want to support the channel and treat yourself to an astrology reading, I was very impressed, like I said, with their work. I thought they did a really great job, and the reading they did for me really resonated. So check that out if you're interested in that. And if you're interested in winning this gorgeous deck, not this one's mine, but a brand new one, even better, brand new one, never been used before, along with a tarot pouch, a little pouch to keep your cards in, and a beautiful altar cloth with beautiful designs on it, put together by the creator of this deck. This is a limited edition deck, so he has a limited edition bundle, like the cards, the tarot bag, the altar cloth. And so to say thank you so much, guys, for 100,000 subscribers, I'm giving away that bundle. Never been used before. It's all wrapped in plastic, brand new. You will be, if you win it, you're the first person to ever use it. So I'm going to pick one person in May to win that, to say thank you for 100,000 subscribers. And I'm going to pick one person in May to win a free 30-minute reading from me. I'm going to pick the person from the YouTube. I'm sorry, not YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick the person from the Instagram and Facebook comments on my Instagram page and my Facebook page. So Amethystangellight, Facebook and Instagram. You can comment, and in a few weeks, I'll see who's jumping out at me, and I'll pick a winner for the deck, and I'll pick a winner for the reading. And best of luck to you if you want to win the deck. It is a gorgeous deck. Don't forget to watch the weekly forecasts. Don't forget to watch the Channeled Angel Messages. Channeled Angel Messages for May will be up soon in the next couple of days. I thank you all so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful May. Bye.